early, and it's just been, I guess you could say, more consistent lap time and just stretching the lead out a little bit more. But Ritter's closing the gap right now.
Yeah, we do see that gap being closed a little bit. If you check out the scoring tower on the left hand side of your screen, that was at a 9.3 second gap. Now he's down to about an 8.4 second gap, 8.3. So he's gaining time in certain parts of the track. But is it gonna be a little too little, too late? I think so. I honestly do. But
Yeah, 4 tenths quicker last time by. We'll have to see what he does this time by. He definitely have to pick it up more of a whole lot faster. Time gap. Now he's showing it 8.7. Looks like AJ's kind of stretching it back out a little bit, and AJ might have just gotten off pace, for a lap or so, and gathering himself back up, figuring out a new breaking point if he's struggling trying to get that truck in the turn or coming off, and just trying to find a more consistent point.
right, and we want to welcome back everybody that was watching on Facebook. We did lose both of our Facebook and YouTube streams. We are back live on Facebook. We'll take you to the conclusion of this one, and we will get you in our top three interviews after the race. So we do apologize for the small outage there. We do have it back up on Facebook. So come on over, join us, throw in the chat who you like to win this thing. It's pretty obvious in my opinion, but AJ with a really good race. Nick Radar, and even the 99 of John Kea. I mean, talk about overcoming adversity throughout this whole race, Mike, where he's been involved in 2-3 incidents and still hanging on there to a top three.
Yeah, we saw him make a mistake there, fall back to sixth, work his way back up to third. Just he's been on point. He was able to overcome his mistake there and make up the gap. Get his position back where he fell back. Had a couple laps there that were pretty rough, but he was able to just gather it back up and move back to third.
Yeah, as we're down to 2 to go, we want to let everybody know that if you enjoy any of the racing you see here tonight and it's your first time, head on over to Evolution Racing Network on Facebook and YouTube. Give us a like, subscribe, give the bell a click, and when these guys go live every Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern, you'll get notified. You can come and join us. We have a lot of fun here. And also, your race tonight brought to you by DeMarzo Gears. Give DeMarzo a call. AJ DeMarzo, your race leader, is the owner of that company, and he'll take care of you from rear ends for race cars and everything in between. Also, Smartway Remodeling and More LLC. Give them a holler. Their number is on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. You need any kind of remodeling done, these guys are the best there is. Give them a call today. And also, we want to thank our network sponsor, the Butt Kicker. As we come down, where AJ DeMarzo is looking pretty good here. He's going to come down through turns 9 and 10. And he's going to take your Smartway Remodeling and More LLC white flag. AJ DeMarzo, one more to go. And, Mike, a dominant performance, honestly. I thought, we would see, maybe a little more action up towards the front in a race where there's no cautions. We've seen, a couple guys go off track, but for the most part, these guys have been doing a pretty standout job running this road course here.
Yeah, AJ set the pace early, just consistently just pulled out, just inched that lead a little bit further, and he's sitting comfortably now. He's just reeling down these last couple corners and probably ready to celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely. Celebration is intact. I'm sure we'll have some Molsons down there in Victory Lane ready for AJ DeMarzo as he comes through the long Mario Andretti straightaway uphill to a hard braking zone for the final time. AJ looking like he's got that thing on cruise control, and you know what? It's a well-deserved victory. Um, barring anything crazy that's going to happen as he comes through turn 10, AJ DiMarzio will be your winner at the Chevy Silverado 250 here from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Nick Rader will finish in second, and barring anything crazy, as these guys are still a half a second behind, John Kay will be your third place finisher.
Yeah, what a great road course.
Yeah, this was a fun one to call. This was a fun one to watch. These guys had to drive the truck tonight. That is for sure. These guys did a stellar job of keeping their trucks on the track. The guys that had to overcome some issues in the course of the race. And, these guys will all line up as we see George Rincon hard into the pile as they all kind of have a lot of fun. And, this was a fun race, but I want to take the time real quick, Michael, and just give everybody a little bit of a taste on what's coming up with these upcoming races here. We've got, we mentioned North Wilkesboro will be next Tuesday, and then we go to Martinsville, the Charlotte Roval, and Texas. I mean, this is an action-packed schedule coming up the next 3 weeks. We go 2 more short tracks, and then we're back with another road course. If you're a driver in this league, Mike, what track do you have circled out of these next 4?
That's a tough choice. I like Martinsville for myself personally. It depends on if these guys like short tracks or road courses, or next week is going to be fun. I like the old school tracks as well. It's so many variables that go in, especially into short tracks and road courses. Martinsville's going to be tight. Tempers are probably going to be tested there. Road course, anything like we see tonight, we know who to watch for in the next road course, as we still see these guys are out here having fun on the track here. So
Yes, they sure are. And I mean, you know what? After 25 laps of hanging on for dear life, trying to keep that truck on the track, I mean, why not? I mean, you might as well. We're going to talk to our top 3. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with your podium finishers.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, welcome back, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, where we see AJ DiMarzio dominate this race and come away with the win tonight. And let's get our interviews kicked off. And we got your third place finisher.
Don, this is Mike and Steve up in the booth. You got me?
What's up, guys?
How's it going, man? Good job tonight on your third place finish. Tell me, to start off with, how was the truck feeling tonight, and especially with this track with the high temp that was here and the tires, how were you feeling coming in this, and how'd the setup feel tonight?
I could tell you honestly, I wasn't confident coming in today, so I'm not a road course racer. But the truck felt good in the beginning. As the run went on, though, it felt like you were driving on oil. It was very slick. It was hard to control, as you can see. I went off the track a few times there, but it was overall really fun. I mean, you really got to drive these trucks around this track.
Yeah, we saw, you had a little slip there in turn five. You went from third back to fifth or sixth there,
Yep.
but you were able to just get back in the groove and recapitalize and get yourself back up to the third position. Um, you know, I noticed it got single file early. It wasn't a, a lot of trucks battling there, but when you got put in that position, you were able to work your way back. That's the hard, the hard thing with these courses is, you lose that position. What were you thinking at that point in time in order to get it back?
I was pretty calm, honestly. I was just, thinking like, okay, let me just be more consistent. Let me not try to push it, and hopefully the guys in front of me make a mistake, and that's what ended up happening.
Well, great finish tonight in third. You were consistent.
Thank
You're
you.
able to pull it out. The third place finish tonight. I'm gonna give the mic here and let you. Anybody you want to thank or any
Yeah,
special shout outs?
Oh yeah, I want to thank all the sponsors that contribute to this. I want to thank you guys, of course. I want to thank Michael Everidge, man, for setting this up. It is a blast racing with these guys. We came from NASCAR Heat 4 and 5 to this. It's a blast. It's amazing.
Well, good luck. Good luck next week, and the season's shaping up pretty well for you. Hopefully, we get a chance to talk to you again next week.
I hope so.
All right, that was your third place finisher, John Kaya. Had a little trouble early in the race, was able to bounce back and bring a top three out. And for him, that's got to feel like a win, Mike, because to struggle in the early part of the race and you see AJ running away with the thing, you know you're not going to catch him, but to keep your head in the game and fight back, I mean that's impressive. And hats off to John.
Oh yeah, definitely a good top three to just get his head back in the game, focus forward, and get his spot back.
Absolutely. Let's get a chat with our second place finisher right now. Hey Nick, this is Steven Michael up in the ERN booth. You got a copy?
I sure do.
Well, Nick, you hung tough. AJ was pretty much putting on a clinic out there tonight, but you walk away with a second place finish. You've really starting to string some pretty decent finishes together. Walk us through that race. What are some of the challenges you faced, and how was that race for you?
It was all right. Main thing is in practice I couldn't keep it on the track, so I'm pretty satisfied with the second. And I had about one shot to get at him, and I kind of just let it go. So I just fell in and figured out try to save as much as I could to see if he made a mistake, and just went on from there and kind of strung it out. It got really bad towards the end of that run. It was real loose and just barely could keep it on the track.
Yeah, me and Mike were saying multiple times during the race that the end of this race, with knowing you have enough fuel to run the whole thing without actually having to make a pit stop, but the tires towards the end, I mean, it kind of changes from a race, the racer track, to just keep the dang thing on the track. And we were watching you for most of this race, and I mean, I think you did a really standout job of doing it, but we kind of get the road course monkey off our back this week, and next week we head to another short track, an old track, a track that I personally love, North Wilkesboro. Tell me what you got to do there to get yourself in victory lane.
Yeah, after last couple of weeks being up front, I mean, trying to get that win. Bristol, I had a pretty much dominant car until I caught up with Matt there on the back straightaway, but as far as Wilkesboro, you just got to keep out of trouble again and keep that line as fast as you can around that place. And it's hard to pass there without moving people out of the way. And lap traffic's definitely going to be probably an issue again. So getting a good qualifying spot, trying to get up front again and see if we can keep it up there and get our first win.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. Well, we're going to let you go ahead, pop open a fresh Molson since we're north of the border here. Before we let you go, do you want to give any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone on our team at RKR, um, AJ and the DeMarzo Gears, and everybody that puts it on, and Randy Smartway, and hope everybody's having a good time with it, and looking forward to get that win.
Absolutely. Well, Nick, we're going to let you go. Enjoy that second place finish, and maybe we'll be
Yep.
talking to you next week at North Wilkesboro.
You two guys have a good one.
All right, that's your second place finisher, Nick Rader. And you know what? He he did what he had to do to stay in the hunt. Unfortunately, when you're good, and that just happened to be AJ tonight, Mike. And we're going to get a chance to talk with him in a second. But before we do, he's looking strong. This is the type of momentum you need to carry you through the season. 2 early season wins in 3 races, and you know what? Good for him. And let's just see if he can keep it going.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's bring him in right now. Let's talk to him.
AJ, this is Michael and Steve up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
I'm good. I know you're super excited right now. Congratulations on the win tonight. First off, how was the truck feeling? What were you thinking coming into this race? And yeah, the important question here is, how much were you pushing the truck tonight?
Not terribly. Once I got a pretty good lead, I had the relative on, and I was just kind of keeping pace with second place. But it was good, and we did a lot of practice, and all of us. I mean, everybody in the group did a lot of practicing at this track because I bought the track last week, right after the last race, because I didn't even have it. So we all did a lot of practicing, and I could tell by how I could run in practice and stay on the track that I was going to have a pretty good ride this week.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your race tonight, I wouldn't have guessed you bought the track last week. But like you said, a lot of practice will pay off. Um, how was it set? I noticed it looked like things were getting a little loose there towards the end. We saw some trouble, in with a couple people in turn 5. Looked like the roughest turn tonight. I mean, what would you say, that sharp U-turn was the roughest one to get around?
Actually, I got that one down pretty good. I'd say the toughest one for me is not getting through it, but getting through it fast is turn 3. That big long sweeper, and but other than that, I mean, it was just a lot of practice, and I mean, even Nick, I mean, he was having trouble keeping it on the track every practice we ran, and I was really happy that he got to get through the whole race without wrecking.
Yeah, that's the key here is just, as we stated in the broadcast, is if you make a mistake, don't try to make up the time you lost in a single lap. It's just you got to get your mind focused on the long game here, and you make that mistake, just finish that lap, worry about the next lap. But like you said, you just got a good space. You spaced yourself well out tonight, and it just seemed like you were just maintaining that pace. Congratulations once again on the win tonight. I'm gonna give you the microphone here. Anybody shout out, special thank yous, anything you want to say?
I'd just like to thank 3 Wide and Randy, AR Racing, and Todd Allen for doing my paints, and that's about it. Thank you guys for putting on the show for us.
Well, congratulations once again. Steve, you got anything you want to ask him?
You know what, AJ? We've talked about this multiple times. 2 wins early season. Momentum wise, what does this mean for you going forward? I mean, next week we got North Wilkesboro, a challenging track. What is it like to just grab two quick wins early in the season like this?
It's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting the road course, that's for sure. I'm usually terrible on road courses, and like I said, we just ran a ton of laps on this thing to try and get it to where we could stay on the track. But after the last Bristol race, I got hammered in that race, and I thought it was going to hurt me real bad in points, but it actually wasn't terrible after we got the race done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, AJ, we're going to let you go ahead and celebrate this one, and we'll see if we can talk to you next week at North Wilkesboro.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, that's your weight race winner, AJ DeMarzo, and wins in dominating fashion. And you know what, Mike? It's one of these. Sometimes you heard him say he just purchased the track last week, but went in, ran a lot of practice, and these road courses, that'll help you more than you really think, and that's kind of what you need to do to perform well here.
It's all about the pace. You got to set yourself pace, and just maintain. Fight the track. Don't worry about anything else going on, and just focus forward. Minimize your mistakes, and next week is going to be a whole nother different animal going to North Wilkesboro.
Absolutely. Well, folks, let's take a look at your finishing results for tonight's Chevy Silverado 250. Coming away with the race win, AJ DeMarjo. In second will be the 88 Nick Rader. And third, the 99 John Kea. Coming home in fourth tonight is the 28 George Rincon. The coming home in fifth tonight, the 82 Mike Everidge. In sixth, Peter Harborough in the 444. Randy Coaching coming in seventh tonight in the 19. And Carlos Ramos, we've seen a little bit incident early. He finishes one lap down in the 8th position. And go ahead, Michael, take us the rest of the way home.
Ernest King is able to bring it home 9th tonight. 10th will belong to the number 2 of Matthew Jaggard. 11th goes to the 42 of Robert Dorier. 12th will be the number 4 of Michael Flees, and running at the 13th will be the number 7 of Robert DuPont.
And there you have it, folks. That is your race results from tonight's Chevy Silverado 250 live from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And as mentioned before, we do apologize for the outage on Facebook and YouTube. We were trying to get the Facebook stream back. We were able to give you the finish plus your interviews. Tune in next week, same time. Head on over to Evolution Racing Network on Facebook. Give us a like. YouTube, subscribe, and hit the bell. Get notified next week as these guys will take on North Wilkesboro. For Michael Sheffield, I am Steve Kerpel, wishing everybody north of the border, south of the border, wherever you are watching, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week at North Wilkesboro.